I'm just testing the overheads with Neural X. There's something about the Neural X, you know, there is something about it. It's very difficult to see. You know, with Neural X, it only activates height 1 and height 3. Height 2 is left off. Weird. That's a weird trade-off if you ask me. But there's something about it. Oh, that's the wrong mode. You know, I don't often use it. The thing I don't like about the Denon is when you're scrolling down here, or whether it be the remote, doesn't matter which, just click, 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 and it just goes on and on and on, because it's memorized so many like click, click, click. I find this programming, you know, very backward in its design. It staggers me from the, you know, those people at Denon and Marantz, because it's the same issue with the bloody Marantzes and Denon, the same blooming snags. And the other thing that I find backward is, I think when you stop the program, hang on, I'll just get onto it in a second, programming or whatever, whatever. Let's try that again. Yeah, and when playing back a chapter, noticed it kind of the channel thing shifted up, and then goes back to. Anyway, hang on, just having a listen. Because we know this only takes sound from left and right, and it's going through some type of matrix. It's not an up mixer. Up mixer is just a new word, so it can sell to all you lot masses out there. That's all it is. It's just a new fancy word. Oh wow, oh that sounds technical, but it's not. It's bullshit. I was just listening to some parts of the crosstalk, so I've only just faded down height 1. I still think I'm hearing, you know, typical things like audio frequency masking. So what I think I'll do is turn down the amplifiers, literally. That's height 1. That's height 2, leave that. That's height 3, that's on. That's dog 1, dog 2, leave that off. Right, so let me just go through. That's down. Don't have to turn that down because there's nothing going through that one. Neural X from that. And that's, yeah. Just leave that. And that's extra 1. Turn the extra 1 down. Okay. Hang on, it does kind of leave height 2 on. Huh. Well. Yeah, and height 3 there. Well, that's dog 2. And that's dog 3. Left. Well, That's right. That's left. That's left. That's right. It's when you turn around. Oh yeah, the double blind testing. So you can I can still hear, you know, typical dialogue, because it's got a kind of blends over left and right sort of thing on the screen channels. It seems minimal on the. Just place this sounds for a little bit dialogue. Yeah, it's kind of minimal there. It's kind of very kind of bassy. It's not as if there's a, you know, the Matrix thing, right, has got some anti-phasing, which that's what it does with the, you know, and it's kind of how it's got a bit of a kind of bassy sound there because it's trying to filter and, you know, make an effect. But I like to listen to what the Neural X, I think the Onkyos have got a Neural X on them, as well as the AVRs have got a Neural X, and just sort of like switching off the overheads and then just generally listening to how the surround around here sort of sound with certain sound pans and such. Does it have a similar signature? The game's not over. No, Kirk, the game's not over. Okay, I'll turn those off. My cat bear is the mischief key. Okay, I'll put that one back on. Take that one down. Take that one down. Take that one down. Right, left, right. Right one, left and right. 2, 3. Dog 1, dog 2. Dog 1 up. Dog 2 down. I'm just going to give that a listen. I don't know. Seems like it's a little frequency. Seems like it's a little up a little bit. It just seems a little bit audible on the dialogue passages. I can still faintly hear coming through the Matrix. Not an up mixer, the Matrix. Yeah. Did you AVR take the red pill, the blue pill? We got an optional pill. Oh, what's that? Oh, I'm not telling you. Switch at Dolby DSU. Fade her up. Different. Still kind of faint, but it's kind of doing it at a slightly different frequency. But I don't use it. I'm only just checking, just make sure the continuity is okay. You know, for when I play Atmos encode decoded movies that are decent sounding, not those rubbish ones. And I think Top Gun 2 is a rubbish. It's a rubbish bloody mix compared, to something like Gravity. I think Top Gun 2 is just overrated on the blooming YouTube and on forums. I think it's just damn overrated. I mean, don't you people listen? No. Should I tell you why you can't listen? Because you set everything up, you do the pink noise, blah blah blah. you know, check, you know, everything's sounding, and then you do the Odyssey, and then you got the talking computer saying, "I recommend we turn the Dolby bullshit up mixer off." Oh, I think we should disconnect him. And then he kills you in your sleep. How ironic. Is it possible to learn this Matrix Force? Not from a Jedi. What is my cat bear on? So, I mean, you got everything playing all at the same time, and you got no clue. And sometimes you're scratching your head thinking, there's not much going on the overhead. But how do you know? I mean, sometimes it even fools me. You know, there's the thing called audio frequency masking. You know, if you don't keep that bared in mind, you know, but this sort of thing is for those that really are listeners. You know, see, I can hear my cat moving around me. he's really on the trot. Let's put this back. Actually, I did have the other channels turned down a little bit lower. I think it was the other week or two. I was testing Pearl Harbor. Well, another thing I haven't checked is because, you know, testing the outputs go onto, you know, the outputs onto the computer, certain frequency response of each channel, because I'm sure some are slightly, a few, you know, on the frequency sweep, you know, the curbs, overlays should all overlap. I'm sure there might be a couple of dB out positioning there, sort of thing. Well, doesn't surprise me. And of course, you know, testing speakers with a microphone. And it's a little bit more than that. You got to check the crossover networks, check all these passive crossover networks. Well, if you want to do it all active, and then it gets more and more expensive. You know, think about it. When you do active, you know, you need active crossovers. You know, DSPs, and that gets pricey. Even if you can do it still cheap, it still gets pricey. But yeah, does anyone check their passive crossovers with frequency sweep? Do you make sure check everything that the frequency divisions are all overlaying? They should, theoretically. I think the battery in this remote is getting really flat. So when I think about listening to the this overhead, and it kind of being stereo sort of thing, here's another thing I'm getting, you know, my mind clicking, you know. Some of the dialogue is really cutting through now on the overhead. Encoded 4 minutes. Well, beam aboard and stop it. You can. You know. Because the dialogue is intentionally in the mix. It's like, you know, on the left and right, several dB down, and it is a discrete mix. You get discrete sounds in the center sometimes, and you know where the dialogue is and the position and music and score and everything. Bulk and neck pinch.